Welcome all to the Weekly Outlook. Boone here from EWPRO. Before I get started, I just want to send a quick reminder that the cost of the course will be going up in the new year. So if you are looking to join and take the course, you might consider joining before the end of the year to get the cheaper price. Getting on to the Weekly Outlook, I'll do the daily because we're at these levels, so I want to go over the daily as well. Looking at DXY on the daily, we got this WXY. We're looking for an X2 and then a Z down. So I'm looking at an A, B, C in here. So we're looking for upside up in here, and then we'll be looking for a Z down. On the H4, we're looking for buys. We got these three down in here, breaking the low. So I'm looking at an A, B, C. Any buy setup you get, look for the buy. On the H1, it's not really giving us a nice buy setup as yet. This may turn more complex and we get another one down in here and we get some sort of an A, B, C in here as a larger correction before we get an A, B, C. Ideally, I would have liked to see this go break that top, give us a nice flag in here, and then we could look for that buy. Instead, it's still looking a little bit bearish, but any bullish setup you get, don't miss the buy. AU on the daily. Lost all me. Oh, there they are. So we're looking at that WXY. We're looking at an X2 and then a Z down. We're looking for a correction of similar size over here. We do have a bear hidden. So we're looking for downside. On the daily, we're looking for downside. On the H4, you can see we may still get another one up. We've got a WXY, X2, and hopefully this goes up and breaks that top. For the wave Z, we are getting all this bearish divergence, so it becomes very dangerous to start buying. On the H1, this was very difficult because we were looking for this down in here. Looking for an A, B, C. We got that C down. If I remove this, take all this off. We didn't get down to that 100 pip. We never got down to that 100 pip, and it sort of bounced. There's really not much of a buy setup on it. That's the problem. You really would have needed to take this one in here. And then that would have been risky because this looked like an A, B, C for a flat. And then you get A, B, C. But this one went. If you got in that, I'd just stay in that. If you're not in it, you know, you're getting a little flag here. You could, pretty risky, but you could look to buy just as a scalp. We'll be looking for the sell setup. I'm more interested in the sell for that daily bear hidden. Sorry. EU on the daily. So we got that extended wave Y, got that WX extended wave Y. We're getting that X2. There is still that bear hidden here in play, as you can see. So again, we're really looking for a sell for that Z down. On the H4, I'm looking for this WXY and A, B, C in the X2 and then that Z up. Again, this is very choppy in here. So we have all this bearish divergence. So very risky to buy. You know, we need this one down here and then give us a buy setup. And then we can consider looking for that Z up. On the H1, we're looking at that WXY. I'm looking at A, B, C in here for the X2, and then we get that Z up. Again, it's not really giving nice setups. We're getting, if you're going to sell this for this down here, it's quite risky. But in saying that, if we do get a sell setup, you don't want to miss a sell either, because we are at the top on the daily, for that bear hidden. So I don't think it's quite ready. I think we'll just get an X down here and then a Z up, and then any sell setup you get, definitely don't miss that. But yeah, on the GU, on the daily, very similar. They're all giving us this. We've got that WXY, X2. This one we have lost that bear hidden in here. So I'll just be looking for a correction back to the 50 fib, and then possibly more upside. We may still get this wave Z down. So any sell setup we get, we don't want to miss it. Even if it's a 50 fib, we don't want to miss it. But this still can come down for that wave Z. On the H4, we got that C up. It's struggling to get past this 100 pip. We got that A, B, C. We're getting all this bearish divergence. So again, it becomes very risky to start buying up here. I'm more interested in the sell. On the H1, you can see here, we had that bull hidden. Like I mentioned last week, this was your buy in here. But this is sort of looking corrective. So we may get some sort of an A, a B, and a C in here as some sort of a running or expanding flat, or even a regular flat, and then another one up. Can't rule that out because this is looking so choppy here. It's such a deep correction, of this. So I can really only look at it as an A, B, C at this stage, because this is so deep. Yeah, really, any sell setup I get on this, I'll be looking for the sell. If we just go down to the M15 quickly, see what we're getting. Yeah, we're getting all this bearish divergence, very risky to buy. We do have a bull hidden here. So this may give us one more up. But any sell setup I get, I'll be definitely looking to sell. I don't want to miss the sell setups. NU on the daily. So we got this A, B, C in here. This is looking rather impulsive. At this stage, it still is a bear hidden, hadn't broken that top yet. It may break that top, hopefully, and then we'd look for that 50 fib retrace and then more upside. But either way, we're starting to look for the sells, even for a correction. On the H4, we got that like W hex Y. We'll be looking for an X2 and then a Z up. This is looking bearish in here. I was been waiting pretty much all week for this. This is looking choppy. So again, this may be an A, a B, a C as a running or expanding flat, and then we get more upside. But again, if we get any little sell setup, we don't want to miss it, because the market can just turn and reverse from here. And we just got like a very deep correction in here in an X or a wave 2. So if we get any sell set up, I'm more interested in the sell than the buys. The buys getting too risky with all the bearish divergence. UY on the daily. So we got that WX extended wave Y. We're looking at this X2 and then a Z up. We do have that bull hidden here, you know. So again, you know, I definitely can't rule out that Z up. On the H4, we are starting to get bullish divergence. We do have those 5 down. We've got that like WX, Y, X2, Z down. We've got that bullish divergence. Move that out the way. We got the 5 down with bullish divergence. We're getting a bullish flag in here. Don't miss this. You know, this can go and break that top. So this is looking rather nice. I've been waiting for this pretty much all week. And yeah, we do have a bear hidden here. But on the H4 we have that bullish divergence. So not really taking that into consideration as a bear hidden, as a valid bear hidden to trade. But you know, we got I might go down to the M15 quickly, see what we're getting. We got a high here, so we get A, B, C. Any buy setup you get, look for that buy. The Swissy on the daily. So we got that WXY, looking at an X2 for a possible Z up. This one's rather tricky because we have that lower low here, or wherever you look at there to there. So this one's a little bit trickier. At this stage, I'm only looking for a buy, even if it's for an A, B, C. I'm still don't want to miss this buy. It may just turn into a wave C in the B wave, but it may also go and break the top. So I don't want to miss the buy. We're getting all this bullish divergence on the H1, you know. Any impulse, correction, or flag, look for the buy. The CAD on the daily. So we got that WX and an extended wave Y. Then we'll be looking for X2 and a Z up. So here, I was looking at WXY, X2 and then a Z down. This has become a larger correction than this. So this may still give us another one down, but more than likely, I'm thinking we'll go up and break that top from here as some sort of a WXY, X2 and a Z up, just breaking that top. It's quite difficult. It's not really giving nice setups because of the news and that we've got. We've got a lot of chop. I've been looking for this like 50 fib retrace. We got that nice impulse up, A, B, C. If it had given us a nice setup in here, it would have been nice, but it's looking rather ugly. Any buy setup you do get, I'd be looking for a buy. You know, even if the lower it comes down in here, you know, to the 50 or 61.8, the better, give you better risk reward. Yeah. GY on the daily. This is quite tricky because we got those 5 up in here with bearish divergence. Then we got this A, B, C as an expanding flat. Then we got this impulse up breaking the top. So we're just looking for like we're looking for a correction. Ideally, it gets back to the 50 fib, you know, for an A, some sort of a correction, and then more upside. Becoming very messy in here, as you can see on the lower time frames. So I was looking at an A A, B, C as the correction in the B wave, and then get this C up. Instead, we got this very choppy movement in here, like I mentioned, you know, for more downside. It never went and broke the low. This was choppy. Now it's giving us a buy setup in here. It may just turn into like an A, B, C, but I think, you know, I think it is worth risking to take this. Just even if it's just an A, B, C, it may turn into a WXY because we've got the larger correction over here. So that's why I think that, you know, if you do get a buy set up on it, you could look for that buy. You can see here, if I just put the, you know, we've broken out. It is quite risky, but you know, we give bearish divergence. But if you get a correction in here or flag, you know, as long as this trend line here holds, you could look for that buy. If it starts coming down, breaking this low here, and then giving you a sell set up, well, you'd look for that sell for some sort of an A, B, C. You know. EG on the daily. So we got that A, B, C, and then we're looking for that A, B, C. Yeah, it's very choppy. It's starting to get very choppy down in here. On the H4, looking at that W, X, Y, X2, Z down, an A. We're looking for a B and a C. Nothing's changed. We're still looking for that C up. It's not giving us buy setups, unfortunately, but you know, even this. I wouldn't go. I mean, we've got to break a trend line. You get a correction in here. You could look for the sell. I'm not interested in the sell. I mean, you could take this, quite risky. You could take it just as a scalp, and then any buy setup you get, you don't want to miss the buy. You know? The larger impulse is going to be up to the upside. The downside is limited. It may just, you know, keep on coming down and choppy, but wherever this ends, we don't want to miss the buy. Yeah. Gold on the daily. So we're looking at that like A, B, C, and then we get an A, B, C. We're looking for more upside. On the H4, it's not really playing very nice. It's been very tricky because we got that W, very deep X to X, and then we've got a wave Y. I'm looking at A, some sort of A, B, C in here, and then looking for some sort of a correction in here, similar size to this, so I can get that Z up. We do have bearish divergence, you know. To go down to the H1, sort of got this W, X, Y, X2. We got that bull hidden. So I was looking for this to go and break the top, but again, it's looking very corrective. So sort of thinking that we'll get a larger correction as some sort of an A, B, C. So we get a W, X, Y, A, B, C, and then a larger A, B, C. Really, you can only sell, you know, price actions telling us to sell. If I just go down to the M15 quickly, you know, we're getting all this bearish divergence in here. Any sort of trend line break. It looks like we've got a bull hidden here, so this may go up and break the top one more time, giving us more bearish divergence. But when we get that sell set up, you know, I think that we'll look for an A, B, C. That's what price action's looking like at this stage. And this still can come up and break this top, and it's still a B wave, like an A, B, C as a running or expanding flat. Yeah, but I'm really, because we got all this bearish divergence, I'm really only looking for a larger correction and then more upside. So we're really waiting for a down move before we look for the buy again. Getting on, excuse me, getting on to silver. So we got that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and a move down. So I'm looking at that as the complex correction. The problem was this was very choppy in here. It was looking very choppy, so it was quite difficult. It's taking off though. You can see here I was looking at WXY, X2. We had that ball hidden, so we were looking for that one. And then I was looking for a larger correction for more upside. Instead, it's giving a very strange sort of a correction. We got a move down in here. This was looking bullish in here. I was just looking for an A, B, C. It's extended. It's kept on going. So, yeah, sort of not playing the game. On the H1, we're looking at WXY, X2. We had that ball hidden. So last week, and we've got that Z up now. We're getting that bearish divergence. So start looking for your larger correction and then more upside. WTI on the daily, very similar to most of the others. We got that WXY. I'm looking for an A, B, C in the X2 and then looking for that Z down. On the H4, we got this A, B, C. We've lost the bullish divergence, so this can keep on coming down here. I'm really only interested in the buy for the, A, B, C up to that 100 pip. So I can really only look for the buys. H1, we don't have any bullish divergence. If we quickly go down to the M15, you can see here that we are getting bullish divergence in here. We're starting to get a little flag in here. I'll be looking to buy that. Ideally, we get a break above this top here. Nice flag, correction, and buy, So really, I'm only really looking for the buys at this stage. You can see here, we can see all that bullish divergence forming. Even if it's just a larger correction, and more downside, still don't want to miss the buy on it before we look for the sell again. But yeah, Bitcoin on the daily. So this one's kept on going. We're looking at that A, B, C. We're getting all this bullish divergence. I was looking for a reversal here. This was all corrective, looking for downside. We got downside. It gave another correction here and more downside. It's still looking corrective, On the H4, we have got that C down. Got that A, B, C. This is still looking bearish. So we got that like A, B. We were looking for this up in here. We're looking for that C 100 pip. Still hasn't got that 100 pip. And this was a couple of weeks ago. We were looking for that buy there. So, it looks like it might give another one up there, but then you'd be looking for the sell. Not that I'd really be selling it because we're starting to get to the lows. If this does come down and break that low, I dare say we will get bullish divergence. And then as soon as we get that bullish divergence, I'd be looking for that buy then. But it's a little bit early. Like you'd be just scalping. If you're looking for the buy here, you're just scalping really. Once it comes down, breaks the low, gives a small bullish divergence and a nice setup. Well, then you can buy for the longer term. It's just a little bit early now, I think, to be loading up on it. S&P on the daily, we got that WXY, X2, Z down. We do have the bullish divergence. This is looking rather corrective though, so we may get another one down in here or a larger correction. H4, we're still looking for that Z up. Looking at WXY, X2, and we're looking for that Z up. The problem is we got a nice bounce, but it's looking bearish. If you go down to the H1, it's looking bearish, and that was a problem we had. We had that lower low here, so really only looking for a sell, a correction, and then a sell on the H1. If we had got a nice impulse up and a buy setup, well, that would have been nice for this X2 to trade that Z up, but we didn't get that. Instead, we sort of got something like a WXY, X2. We may get a Z down in here, finishing off this X2, and then if we get an impulse up, a buy setup, well, then you can trade that wave Z. At this stage, it's looking bearish. I dare say this will break the low with that bear hidden. I wouldn't really go selling this. If you're looking for the sell, you're just scalping. I'm more interested in this buy here for that H4Z up, and then I'll be looking for the larger sell. AU 200 on the daily. So we got that WXY, X2, Z down, giving us that bullish divergence. We got a nice break of this top here. I'm looking for a correction down to the 50 fib, and then more upside. So I'm just looking for a correction in here. On the H4, it's tricky because we got that like A, B, C. We got getting all this bearish divergence. We do have a bull hidden here at this stage, but this is looking very bearish. You definitely, instead of selling like the SPX, I'd be selling this one. But they're both very similar. We got looking at some sort of WXY, X2. We got the bear hidden on this one as well. This one's falling out. So you can like scalp that sell as a larger correction. The DAX on the daily. So we got that A, B, C up to that 100 fib. It's still looking quite bullish. Again, we got that high. So really, this I am looking for an A, B, C to go and break the low. At minimum, we're looking at a 50 fib retrace. So I am looking for sells. Sort of not giving us anything nice. So we did start to get, well, we did get bearish divergence here on this last move up here. Now, any sell setup you get, look for the sell. And we sort of are like the others. We're getting that bear hidden. On the H1, we get some sort of WXY, X2, and a Z down. This doesn't look quite complete here. Just looking at the price action on this time frame, it looks like we get some sort of A, B, C up in here. But any sell setup that you get, look for the sell. And the FTSE to finish off on the daily. So this one's bounced clean off that 100 fib. We've got that A, B, C, bounced clean off that 100 fib. We're looking for an A, B, C. So any sell setup you get, we don't want to miss that. It's quite tricky again. This one here, this is the low here. So we did get bearish divergence. We did start to get bearish divergence. The problem is we got this cross here. So at this stage, we do have a possible bull hidden. I'm not looking at as bull hidden, but sometimes they still do go. Any sell setup you get, we want to sell. Looking at WXY, we need an X2 on this one, and then look for that Z down. So I hope you enjoyed the weekly outlook. Please like, subscribe if you haven't, and share. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.